Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Kuro. Join me as I set out on a 7-year-long journey to obtain every possible achievement in Final Fantasy XIV. From mundane leave quests to the toughest challenges this world has to offer, watch as I attempt to do something no sane man would ever dare attempt. Truly completing a MMO. Let's begin.
Well, that two-parter could not have come at a better time. You could probably tell by my voice, still slightly sick. Been sick all week. So, not having to do achievements all week has been great for me. And being able to just lean on the fact that I have the video already figured out. That worked out. Just gonna have to edit out all the coughing trying to record this intro. But, yes, we're gonna be finishing the Shadowbringers trusts that I recorded last week in this one. But before that, to give you a quick little recap, I might sneak in some clips if I remember to take clips. I've been very out of it all week long. Sorry. But I've just been dabbling over the week and the weekend. So Kojin and Ananta got finished up. Well, so I thought. As it turns out, Pixies. Yeah, I've been doing Pixies every day as well. There's one last rank to do. And did not know that. So to actually finish them, there's no achievement for it, but there's one last rank. I think it's needed for the final achievement for doing all the allied societies in the next pack. So gonna have to get done. So still gonna be on that for a little while longer. Also been working on Pixies. Making progress, getting there. Along that, I know I did some mining stuff, but I mean, those achievements pop like crazy. Where was I? That's right. Kojin done, Anaconda done, kinda, sorta, almost done. We got titles though. Probably not gonna use them, but we got them. I also started working on variant dungeons. I do intend to still make this its own episode at some point in the future. That's not where it is. It's in here. I'll read that on my own time. There are 3 of them. I haven't gotten to unlock the 3rd one yet. And with these dungeons, there are 12 endings. I don't know if they all have 12 endings, but that's the variant part of a variant dungeon. So I got a few achievements doing that. The reason why I'm doing it is because if we look at the Mog Tomes, you get 70 for running it 6 times. So I'm going to do that as well and finish it. I don't think that's going to end up in this video, most likely. It'll probably be done after I'm done editing. And then there is a Savage version, which also has its own set of achievements and stuff. So there's going to be things to do there later. I'm just knocking that out for the MOG event. Because, you know, you got to get that done before 7.3 happens. So, anyways, little intro over. Go enjoy the rest of Shadowbringers. And then I'll probably do like a little outro recap thing. Possibly featuring LOL achievements. Someone suggested that I should do that. And I didn't know that was... Oh, we'll come back to that later. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it later.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have one question for you.
Do you know Rahi?
I couldn't resist the joke. I had to put it in there. Welcome to Kitana Ravel. Again, like with most Shadowbringers dungeons, it's a very interesting one. Starting off with what is basically a mini-boss. I should have gotten my damage buff up. I don't know what I was thinking. We're gonna pretend that I know what I'm doing. Right? We're gonna pretend that I didn't just fuck that up. There we go, we got a damage buff. Off to a good start. I'm not awake yet. In my defense, I'm just not awake yet. Essie, you need to do more of this, though. You know, mixing up the dungeon for me a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the Dawn Trail dungeons, but dungeons can get pretty samey. I like the music in here, too. It can get pretty samey when you're just doing, hey look, add, pull, add, pull, add, pull. Yes, I'm going to pull all these ads into this boss fight. Yes, it's a good idea. I swear. Oh, fuck. Okay, it wasn't a good idea. You can do that pull. It is possible. But man, Alphano has the healing. I forget, like, with no damage and no healing, that pull's kind of risky. It's probably doable. I'm just not good enough at Warrior yet. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it can't be done. It probably can be. I just don't have that ability. So, we'll pull everything outside the arena and then go kill it. It's fine. Fun fact, these Ronkin idols, these guys right here, very much look like a Final Fantasy I character. Not like a character, but like, that there is a unit like this. A creature like this in Final Fantasy I. And I only know that because I recently played Final Fantasy 1 because I was curious. Because I'd never played any other Final Fantasy game besides 14. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going through and playing all the old ones. And man, let me tell you. It was very cool to see how many things Shadowbringers is specifically referencing to FF1. Like Mount Gulg. Mount Gulg is an FF1 reference. The credit scene of Final Fantasy I, at least in the Pixel Remaster, is also the same scene as like the little crystal sea that you travel through to get to the first. It's very cool. Very fascinating to me. Yep, first boss. Here we go. See if I remember how to do this one. Did not mean to hit that button. I think I remember this boss. I think he's gonna do like half arena cleaves at some point. Based on his arms. Like, one of them's gonna be, like, have an exhaust. Yeah, here it comes. Yep, so we don't want to be on that side. What? That's the most pitiful looking tank buster I've ever seen. It just looks like a normal auto attack. Boink. Boink. Have I mentioned I love large packs of ads yet? Because I love large packs of ads. It's very satisfying. to just have like an enmity list a mile long. Tank is fun. Tank is a fun time. And hey, you know, the Alice and Nishtola and Estinian. Alphino? No, you know, they're not dying in this dungeon, so that's an improvement already. They actually can stay alive a little bit. Watch, now that I say that, they're going to fall over and die at some point. But after this dungeon, we will have marked the halfway point. We'll be almost done with Stormblood Trials. There's only 2 more dungeons after this. And then we'll be done. I need to stop overcapping. I forgot that we actually get gauge now from the AoE combo. I just realized that they're called acrobats. They're called acrobats because acrobat. Why? Why is there... The pun was not needed, nor was it necessary, but they did it anyways. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the bit. We're gonna die. Getting dangerously close to death. We're fine. Boss number 2. Bat Squatch. What a strange... I do love this room. I love the cave drawings. If you've played Shadowbringers, which you should have, if you're watching this, you should have played Shadowbringers by now. Otherwise, bonk. What are you doing? These are spoilers happening on the screen. Shouldn't be here. But yeah, if you've played Shadowbringers, you know what this is about. I love everything about the lore jumps that happen during Shadowbringers. It's such a good expansion. I know people aren't very pleased with Dawn Trail, but I still have hope. I look at bleh. I'm to talk. I look at Dawn Trail like it's a Realm Reborn 2 Electric Boogaloo. You know, it's the start. It's the brand new storyline. Whoop, don't want to stand in that. So, and for what it was, I did not mind Dawn Trail. I think it was fine. I'm not going to talk too much about Dawn Trail, though. I'm going to save that for when we do Dawn Trail Trust, right? That'd be the better idea. A relatively easy boss. Just don't get crunched by falling rocks. That's it. I say don't get crunched by the falling rocks, and I literally just get crunched by 2 falling rocks. 3 falling rocks. We're just not gonna... It's not gonna mention that, right? We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Look, see, there's no Vuln stacks here. You didn't see nothing. That's what we call tank privilege. We collect... Vuln stacks are not a... Aren't Vuln stacks a high score? You're supposed to get as many of them as you can without dying. That's how I see Vuln stacks. Wow, that's pretty. Now, as fun as these dungeons are, I would like to see them kind of update the formula a bit. You know, add pull dungeon, add... Like, it's just 3 blah, blah, blah. Let me try that again. I mean, it's pretty samey each time, right? Add pull, boss, add pull, boss, add pull, final boss. Obviously, like, at the end of the day, dungeon content's going to be dungeon content, regardless, right? Everything's going to boil down to kill adds kill boss. But, like, variant dungeons are something I wish kind of were a little more successful. Or a little more popular. Like, I really hope they don't abandon that concept right away and give it another shot, because I do think there's potential for it. And that they could do more for variant dungeons in the future. Because I think it's a good mix-up, and I think having an actual, like, savage difficulty dungeon can go a long way. Because let's be honest, when it comes to, like, properly playing tank, honestly, one of the few times you actually get to play tank is in dungeons. Right? Where there's ads to pull. It's also why I'm really happy they're adding in ads to more, like, bosses. Like, the second raid for Dawn Trail, for the current Dawn Trail tier, having all those ad phases. It's really cool. I like that. It's the only time a tank actually gets to tank. Most of the time, you're just a blue DPS that happens to be the one with aggro. But, and you click, like, a mitigation every once in a while. At least in extreme difficulty, in ultimates, maybe it's a little bit more. But, like, even in extremes, I hit, like, a mitigation every 2 minutes, you know? I rarely even have to dip into, like, Rampart. I can just use my big mitigation, and that's usually all I need. You know? On occasion, I'll use something like Horde Corundum or something. Oh, the monkeys. Can't forget the monkeys. And Criterion dungeons are a great opportunity to have more tanking moments, if you will, right? Where you have to pull a bunch of ads, but then add in a little more flair. You know? Take elements of, like, Bosia and Eureka with floor traps and things like that. I like the bridge in Fork Tower is a really good example of this, where, you know, you could have to control ads while moving across a bridge away from a hazard. Or moving through a space away from a hazard. It doesn't have to be a bridge, but you get the idea. There's a lot that could be done with the variant dungeon concept. I just hope they do more. They are high on my to-do list, but I've got a bunch of things I want to do before 7.3, before I get to doing variant dungeons at some point. Baboon Cerberus. That's what he is. He's Cerberus with a baboon face. It's literally just a Cerberus model with a baboon face. I'm not against it. I think it looks cool. Here he's gonna knock back everyone, so you've got to, like, stand in a lane where you're not gonna get thrown into poison. Now he's gonna knock back everyone, so you gotta stand in a lane. I want him to face the wall, but he just... There we go. Gotta get, like, very exact. Alright, now he's gonna dash. If you're too close to him, you take a ton of damage if you're playing a DPS. Or a support. I think he only goes after those, actually. Now, whoever gets that AoE is gonna drop a poison pit. Just like the ones we avoided earlier. And then he's gonna do another one of these phases. Though, I don't really think it's possible to put that poison anywhere where it would not be livable. Like, there's always the edge here. And honestly, the poison's not that lethal if you're on tank. You can kind of ignore it. I don't even need to worry about positioning. I don't even have melee DPS. I don't even know if the AI have positionals. I haven't paid enough attention to, like, Estinian fighting to know if they have positionals or not. See, when the line is like that, like really spiky kind of visual, that's when you know you will get blown up. And there we go. Another one down. I gotta run it one more time and then do a little bit of extra stuff to get Warrior to 77. And we'll be ready for the next dungeon. Anything cool? I realize I haven't been looting anything. Oh, I already got the card. Don't need earrings. And definitely don't. Well, you know, kinda cool. But don't play Dancer. Not interested in Dancer. We'll never play Dancer, probably. I'll level it and never play it again. Malika's Well. We're almost there. One more dungeon after this one. This is probably the slowest part of what was I saying? This is probably the slowest part of Shadowbringers. This Almarang section. And even the slow parts of Shadowbringers are good. Now, in memory, I've ran this dungeon a couple times before. Wasn't the biggest fan of this one. I like the final boss, but the dungeon itself has some kind of boring bosses in it. If my memory serves, we'll find out. Gotta do it anyway, right? La da dee dee, la da dee dee, la da dee da. La da dee dee, la da dee dee, la da dee da. Can you tell I'm kind of bored? These dungeon pulls, they sure do take a while. I'm enjoying replaying these dungeons, don't get me wrong. But oh boy, it'd be nice if Thalasse and Stola could, you know, get a move on and maybe kill something at some point this century. That'd be neat. Hey, if anything, trusts are a good way to learn how to cooldown manage. Because if you don't save some mitigations over a long haul, you will explode. The healing in here is not great. Yeah, if you want to get good at playing with really, really bad teammates, just play Trust a little bit. Man, the worst teammates you could possibly get in dungeons will feel like an upgrade. Into the mines we go. Maybe I don't like this dungeon because I'm also not a big fan of, like, the mine dungeons in ARR. Like I just happened to pull them a ton. So I got really bored of them. Maybe that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this dungeon. It's just, I like the back half, but I don't like the front half because it just reminds me of ARR dungeons. This is the boss I say is really boring, by the way. It's, mechanically, there's not a lot going on. Compared to some of, like, the clever stuff we've seen in Shadowbringers up to this point, this guy is just a... It's just an armadillo. Yep, he's gonna do a proxy. And then you need to come inside. Not like that. Behave. This isn't the quicksands. I'm not even on Balmung at the moment. I'm on Aether. So I've just been looking to see if I can sneak into any Gwyver parties. It's probably not going to fit in this video. I'm trying, but there probably won't be time. Oh yeah. A lot of this fight's getting cut. Once you get the gist, I'm just going to skip to it being dead, because man, there's not a lot going on. Oh, my macros don't work on trust party members. I've learned something today. Oh well, I'm not gonna fix them. That's fine. Yeah, I got little macros on my tank. By the way, if you're wondering what all these weird buttons up by my party list is, these are tank macros. They're specifically set up in a way so that I can put... Because most tanks have some sort of like support mitigation. Something that I can put on someone, like a single target. We have our raid wide down here, which will give the whole party a mitigation. Perfect timing to have that happen, to explain this. But then most tanks also have a support mitigation that they can put on one ally. For Gunbreaker, it's hard to Corundum. You've got Intervention, I think it's called, for Paladin. Blackest Night and Oblation. Dark Knight gets access to 2. But don't get me started on ranting about how stupid Blackest Night is. The answer is it's very stupid. It's a very stupid ability. But for Warrior, you have Nascent Flash. And what I've done is I have set up a set of macros that, with this hotbar here, line up next to... I'm just going to stand here, who cares? There you go. He'll die. Each one's lined up next to a party list, up to 8. So when there's 8 party members, you'll see these buttons lined up right next to them. These 2 are just for me, because they're right by my name. But then the idea is... Here, I'll show you, actually. User macros. Look at them. They're all pretty in a row. And the reason why it's spammed like this is because sometimes there's a little latency. If you get latency when you hit a macro, the input just won't go in. So this will essentially queue up the input over and over and over and over and over in a hopes to skip. Why is it only 13 out of 15? Why is that one only 14 out of 15? I'm not going to fix it. I am going to fix it at some point because it's going to annoy the hell out of me. Anyways, but basically the idea is it's going to keep queuing it up. And then this here is targeting party slot 2, party slot 3, party slot 4, so on and so forth. So instead of needing to go, oh no, my healer's about to die, click on my healer, then click Nascent Flash, or Corundum, or whatever tank I'm playing. Instead I just click the button next to their name. It's very simple. Just boop. And then they don't die. Is it a lot of extra effort? I guess, you know. But I like my little macros. I also have a shirk macro. If you notice the little gear icon, all it does is it's set so that I always shirk my party list 2, which in any sort of 8-man content where you would have a second tank, party list 2 is always your other tank. So, and since, as far as I'm aware, there's no context or reason to ever shirk anyone who's not your tank, just shirking party list 2 works. I should probably update that though, because I made that macro a long time ago before I knew about the queuing thing. So I should probably do that. Right, because I think it's, No, I did set it up. What was the one that looks like it's not set up properly? These need to be expanded up. Oh, I must have been looking at this. Yeah, non-combat macros, you don't need to do like the spam thing like this. This switches HUD so that I can swap classes very quickly. It's my crafter one. And if you notice, my gauge moves halfway across the screen whenever I click it. That's because I'm too lazy to actually like copy over the HUD settings. Anytime you unlock a gauge after you've like set your HUD settings and moved your gauges, it just is going to go into its default position wherever that may be. So all the jobs that I just didn't unlock back then, when I made that HUD, their HUD elements are just in weird spots forever. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well. I did make a video on like heads-up display and settings and stuff. I think it was the first one I did. It's not good. It's it wasn't even that long ago, and I already think it's not that good. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to redo that concept. I might redo that concept. It's way too soon to do so. At least I feel. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. I play in a weird way. I played a lot of Elder Scrolls Online for many, many, many years. And, kind of being, disillusioned with Elder Scrolls Online and the way it was going is kind of what led me to being like, well, time to try a different MMO. And now here I am, fucking horribly, cripplingly addicted to Final Fantasy. Even though it's very doom and gloom right now. I understand it's very doom and gloom in the Final Fantasy sector. People are not exactly thrilled with Dawn Trail. And with the game as a whole at the moment. And I totally get it. I totally get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love field operations. Occult Crescent was a fucking disappointment. It was a letdown in every way. Phantom jobs are really cool, but everything else about it was just average, mid at best. It was the most whelming thing I've done in this game. The raids have been peak. The dungeons have been great. I liked MSQ. I know a lot of people don't like Dawn Trail or Whoop Lamont. I thought it was fine. I think it's a solid storyline for what it's supposed to be. But man, Occult Crescent, not good. Like, I guess the reason why this is on my mind is, it's Friday. I think the special site came out, like, yesterday or something. So, also, I don't remember this boss. We're gonna learn by doing. And people just, like, I've seen a lot of mixed results. Mixed opinions about how they feel about, the new patch coming. Nah. Oh, did I not hit that in time, or is that just immune? Sorry, I tried to start focusing just to see what the mechanics are. Yeah, I've seen a lot of, like, just really mixed responses. People do not seem particularly excited for 7.3 or the new glam in the dungeon. And don't get me wrong, it's unfortunate. The cash shop thing with the new belt outfit is a whole problem. I'm certainly not fond of a lot of the things going on. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I will do, like, a rant video or something. If I can think of enough substance to justify making one, maybe I will. About 14 from a relatively new player's perspective. I don't think I've even been playing for a full year just yet. And, like, despite all the bad, 14 is still one of the best MMOs I've ever played. Without a doubt. The storyline is amazing. I will forever adore this game. And I think 14 as a whole, like if you're somehow watching this and you don't play 14, like, the MSQ is great, the story is great, you're not going to run into any of, like, the big pain points for an extremely long time until you get fully caught up, and even then, I have so much content to do. If this series is any indicator, like, there's so many achievements to go get, so many pieces of side content I haven't even touched yet, like deep dungeons, ultimates. So, like, I'm not out the door by any means, but I get why people are frustrated. Those are ugly. Bonk. 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 Maybe I will. Maybe I will do, like, a full actual ramble and I'm not distracted. I don't know. I've had the idea to do some stuff like that. I just haven't fully thought it out until I'm done with my Eureka stuff. Then I'll probably think about doing stuff like that. One thing at a time. I'm very busy. One thing at a time. Bonk. Spin. Bonk. And bonk. Hey, look, another bonk. Gotta admit, there are certain parts of Warrior that are actually kind of fun. I've hated on this class for so long. Just because I've envied it. Now that I'm playing it, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get why Warrior's popular. It's kind of fun. I can't hate it. I still like swords, okay? I'm still a sword guy at heart. Swords are cool. But, Warrior's fun. You got me. Warrior's a good class. Probably objectively better than Dark Knight, let's be honest. See, this place is cool. These are strange enemies, so they don't wake up. You can't actually pull them. You just burst them, because they have to wake up first. And you can kill them before they wake up. My trust focused on the complete opposite one from me. I wonder if they get full health if you don't kill them. Nope, they don't. Well, if he wakes up, we're just gonna take him over here. Doo doo doo. Look at that. Biblically accurate angel. This thing's great. Okay, this is a T. This boss also has a really good design, I think, as well. Right, this is a donut. Like, it does a really good job of teaching you the mechanics that are coming up in, like, a very straightforward way, and then it starts getting the crazier versions going. Which you're about to see in a second. I think this is the start of it. Yep. Right, so it's going to do its T. And then one of those is going to start glowing. And that's going to be the T. Right, so this one's going to be a T. Then that one's going to be a T. Then that one's going to be a T. Right? And then it's going to be the boss again. It's a simple but cool mechanic. I could totally see them reusing that mechanic for something. Maybe they already have. But just making it much faster. You die here. There it is. We've got one more dungeon. We've got one more dungeon. And then we're done. Look at all our friends. Look at Reen. Reen's so cute. Welcome to Mount Gulg. God, I love this dungeon. This is my favorite dungeon. This is definitely like in my top 5 favorite dungeons in the entire game. Oh. You get to climb a giant, colossal mountain golem thing. I believe they called him a Talos during MSQ. Look at this. You cannot tell me, in terms of, like, setting, this is not one of the coolest dungeons they've ever done.
So it is you. You will not defile my new paradise.
As we ascend to face Vothri, we're not fighting Vothri in this dungeon. That's the trial after this dungeon. Oh, all the Sin Eaters attacking you on the way up. Oh, it's actually a lot of Sin Eaters. It's actually getting slightly hairy. It's actually a big pull. Holy. Oh, there's more. Is this gonna be a bad idea? We're doing this here. That's a lot of ads. Get some regen going. Alphino, I'm going to need you at your best.
You underestimate me.
Oh, that is a hefty pull. Nope. Nope. I did scuff it because I accidentally hit Home Gang and Vengeance at the same time. But, ooh. Ooh, we got a big one right at the start. I'd love to do this pull with a team of proper healers. It is a shame the glam in here is not great. I'll admit. The glam here is kind of mid. I'm about to make a big mistake. But I'm pulling this. I'm pulling all of these. Well, we've got progress. You know, we've killed some of them. Now we just have to do the rest of this without any mitigation whatsoever. All we have is trying to survive until the next... Oop, I think I stood in that. No, I didn't. All I can do is try and survive till the next Raw Intuition. That's the whole plan. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Warrior OP. Warrior is bust. Hey, you know, talk about a finale dungeon. They even let you pull an absurdly large amount of ads at once. The first time a tank really gets to feel alive. I mean, that's the... Oh, the giant Talos hand clearing the way. Fun fact, Mount Golg... Oh, no, it's the line. Mount Golg is a direct reference to Final Fantasy I. Like I said, a lot of Shadowbringers draws references from FF1, because, you know, we're in the first reflection. So, makes sense. But yeah, a lot of Shadowbringers are Final Fantasy I references. The Tholes, the dwarves, the Lolly Ho is straight up Final Fantasy I. Which I was so pleased to discover when I was playing that game. Mount Golg is a Final Fantasy I reference. It's not this. It's not a giant golem up into the heavens. I want to say Zircones, yep. It's not a giant ascending the heavens on the back of a stone golem mountain to fight what looks to be a twisted version of biblical heaven. No, that's not what it is. It's just a volcano. But the name, you know, the name is taken. At least from what I've been told, like, Final Fantasy doesn't really have a through plot between the games, but there are a lot of things in this game, in 14 especially, that are like direct references to old Final Fantasies. Oh. Didn't notice that mechanic. I saw the NPC start running out like crazy and I was like,
Away with you.
something bad might be coming. That's one down. Boom. We continue on. Yeah. Eat some food. Oh, actually. Chico's on idiot. You know what? I don't actually hate that. I'm keeping that. I don't think I have one of those, do I? No, I do not. Yeah, we're keeping that. This dungeon brings new meaning to the term wall-to-wall pull. There's the cube. This is a cool zone. This is a cool map too. All right, this is a fun boss. I like the design of this boss a lot. So if I remember correctly, the little faces are basically the no-no spots. Wherever the face is, that's where bad things are gonna happen to you. About to lose our buff. Alright, the Rubik's Cube does Rubik's things, and then it's like, okay, corners are safe. See? What a cool idea. Alright. Now inner cardinals are bad. I want to say this is a raid wide. Doesn't look like it was. Maybe this is a raid wide. Oh, I probably want to eat that. Alright, it dies here. Boom. The cube is dead. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I can always come back for it later. Look at this place. This place is so good looking. So pretty. Listen, Vothri did some twisted things, but you can't say he doesn't have a sense of style. This is a lovely place. I would, I'd rock it. Can we decorate a house like this? Like with the white and gold? It's very pristine. Oh, this is a pull. We're not going to talk about what just happened. We're just going to pretend that this is the first time I'm doing this pull. And no one saw that. Cut that out. When I cut it, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna stitch the video together, right? Like it was a flawless run. Like I'm a professional. Like I know what I'm doing when I play tank. I didn't just completely zone out and forget to hit like any I should have home gamed there, and I didn't. We're gonna pretend that this is that. Oh man. This place is really pretty, guys. Ooh, what was all the stuff I said before? Oh yeah, I wish we could have like housing like this. Vothri did nothing wrong. Well, he did a lot of things wrong, but like he's a stylish dude. When he's not being fat. When he transforms, he's stylish. That's for sure. Phase 2 Vothri is very stylish. They added what's her name from the raid, that the Endwalker raids, Alliance raids. So can we add the Vothri outfit and hair to the Mog Station? I know people aren't very happy about the Mog Station right now, but I'm gonna be on the side of evil and say I want Vothri hair in the Mog Station. Oh, this is bad. Oh no, we can't live that pull. I don't feel as bad anymore. That's just too many ads. It's doable if you don't have fucking Alphino as your healer in your running trust. If you have an actual scholar or an actual like astrologian, oh yeah, you could probably do that, no problem. Alphino? Not so much. I forgot about this guy. Some might say that this boss slaps. Oh, and everyone turned off the video. There they go. They're gone now. It's just me. I'm all alone at this point. Me and my embarrassment. And my not very witty humor. But I don't regret a thing. Puns are great, and I'll stand by this. This is the hill I die on. Die and become a bridge. We're just gonna let this play out. It is our last dungeon after all. Oh yeah. Wood. Absolutely wood. Let's try to not get too distracted now. And no, I'm pretty sure this is the same succubus model they've been using since, like, Heaven's Ward. Maybe even earlier. I don't care, they made it gold. They made it white and gold, and, like, they know what they did right there. They know what they did with the thong-looking thing. It was all intended. Oh, I'm sorry. Right, we're playing the video game. This is an epic moment. This is the final showdown. We're fighting our way to Vothri. As you do. There's nothing worth distracted over. What is this one? Ah. Oh, yep. Should have seen that coming. I had a moment of thought before that went off of, I wonder if those will be lasers. They're lasers. Yeah, turns out. Did she just step on me? She is stepping on me. Some people are very excited all of a sudden. I'm not one of those people, you know, feet, not my thing, you know, but hey, whatever you're into, I guess, who am I to judge? That's a very cool mechanic. That's just visually appealing. Oh, here it goes. You die now. Bound by Faith, 20 points. There's the achievement we've been working on all week. And there she goes. We've done it. We got the achievement. Say goodbye to Shadowbringers, Kuro. Fun fact, the glam that I've been wearing this whole time is the exact same glam I wore when I played through Shadowbringers. Only difference is I'm Warrior, not Dark Knight, but there we go. The job is done. Achieve Trust level 80 with the avatars for Alphino, Alice, Thancred, Urianger, Ishtola, and Reen. We got Trusted Friend. I would show you the other achievements, but I don't remember what tab they're under. Just know there's one for Endwalker and one for Dawn Trail, and that's what we're going to be doing. Probably Endwalker next week.
And there you have it. We are done with Shadowbringers Trusts. Got our achievement we were after. Next week, probably going to get started on the Endwalker ones, most likely. Unless I change my mind at the last second and decide to do something else instead. Not likely, though, because we don't have very many weeks left of the MOG event. I do have one last thing to mention, and that is LOL achievements. Something that I thought was just a joke Cider made up because he's a small angry baby. Turns out it's a real site. Tracks achievements and collectibles and all kinds of stuff, so it's up now. I went through, I got my character on it. So here's our LOL achievement score for the time. Sitting at a 7,345 for this week. Before, this is an actual, really it's for 2 weeks, right? Because of all the stuff I did the past week. So like, you know, the tracking is a little off. But it is whatever. Nobody cares too much. All is well. We move on. Until next time.